actually testing RadFxSat right now, along with Bob KB5SQG. He's on the phone and also monitoring. He lives about 6 miles away. So what we're doing is we're testing data mode right now on RadFxSat, and we have to let it run for 40 minutes because that's what the timer's set for. And so we're going to sit here for about another 35 minutes to make sure that the timer stops data mode after 40 minutes. And since that's so much fun, I've got the RadFxSat engineering model here, which I have to disassemble. Now that we're onto the flight model, I need to send the Vanderbilt radiation experiment boards back to Vanderbilt. They would like to have them back. So I'm going to disassemble it while we're sitting here, and I just figured you might want to watch. So here we go. Are you tuned in there, Bob?
No, I don't. I'm seeing an old video.
Well, go to the live URL, you know.
Live, right?
/live, yeah. Nothing?
No. Live now. Ready. There you are. Turn around and let me. Oh, you can't do that.
Yes, I can. Hi.
Hi, Jerry. How you doing, bud?
So is it working? Are we live or not?
Take the satellite part this time? Okay, KG5SQG for me.
KB5SQG. There's about a 40-second delay. Did you copy that?
Yes, we're live.
Okay.
We're good to go, bud. I'm monitoring you. I'm going to match order. Yeah. Your 40-second delay is from the match on that point.
These screws hold the stack inside the frame. So once I get all 8 of those undone, then I will remove the stack from the frame by sliding it out. Once I do that, I can start to disassemble the stack and get the Vanderbilt experiments pulled off the top, essentially. All right, I got all the screws out. In case I get carried away, Bob, give me a warning at midnight so I can get ready for the timing of the data mode, you know.
Okay.
So I'm going to flip this on its side so that the -y side is up and the +x is facing me. I'm going to loosen the tape that holds the receive antenna coax onto the experiment, and then I'll begin to slide the stack out of the frame. I gotta pull the RBF pin to get it past the frame. So you see here I'm holding the deploy switches so that when I remove the RBF pin, the satellite does not activate. And then once I slide it so that the RBF pin hole is outside the frame, I'll replace the RBF pin. I can release the deploy switches. And there we go. The stack is out of the frame. Now, I will take one of our breakout boards This is simply a board with a connector that breaks out all 60 connections. Some little indicator LEDs for testing bus lines, and also a power input to power one of the satellites. But all I'm going to do is use it to set the stack on for right now, so that I can start taking the stack apart. Hey Bob, I'm echoing over the phone there. Couple of handy dandy stack disassembly tools. Actually, I think that one was already kind of loose, so we're good to go on that one. So now I'm going to disassemble the nuts from the threaded rods that hold the stack together, hold all of the PC boards in the stack. Oops. One always gets away. Now I got 4 washers to get. These guys can be boogers. To try to get a hold of. Sometimes I just give up.
Sir, being transmitted out to the Fox by also assembly?
The Fox right now, the RadFxSat?
Yes.
Well,
Since you're in transmit mode?
yeah, I mean there's some waste heat, yes.
Okay.
If you look at the telemetry when it's transmitting a lot, you'll notice that the TX temperature goes up a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's, I don't know, it's a few degrees. See if I can get this piece of Velcro tape off of here. Sort of. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and just remove the REM3 card here from the stack, because these little washers, like I said, are so hard to get a hold of. Sometimes it's easier to take the card off carefully and then grab the washers. Voila! So we have one down. Now these are the spacers that go in between the cards. They're little metal aluminum spacers. A little piece of cord to tie the RX coax to keep it from flopping around, and then we'll take off the next experiment card. And 4 more spacers. Good. Up. Another experiment card. And 2 more metal spacers. Now we're down here to where we have some of the Delrin spacers. The Delrin is used as part of the standoffs to where it secures to the frame. You'll see here that the little Delrin pieces have a little hole in them at the tips, and that's where those screws that I took out of the frame go in to hold the stack inside the frame. So with that done, there are a couple of washers that go with those, so I'll get those. These are bigger, so they're a little easier to grab. It's kind of like a carnival thing there. Can you get a hold of it and get it all the way up over the rod without spazzing out and letting go? One. Come on. Two. All right. I'm ready for the midway. Give me that Cupid doll. And finally, the controller of all the experiments right there. Now, just for grins, all we have left is what we call the main avionics of the Fox bus. We've got the batteries, the MPPT power supply, the IHU, excuse me, the receiver, and the transmitter. So this lower half, these bottom 5 cards, are actually the Fox portion of the satellite. And then the 4 top cards, those are the 4 rent experiment slots that we have for whatever experiment we're going to fly, be it the Vanderbilt radiation experiment, the Virginia Tech camera, the University of Iowa Herky experiment, and anything else that might come along. So, I think I don't have anything to fill up the rest of the stack with, so it'll actually hold itself together just the way it is, because there's another set of rods and nuts here. So this whole bottom portion is secured anyway, so I can take this and I'll probably just slide it back into the frame here so that we can have it all in one spot, so to speak. This is the frame, aluminum. Those are the rail ends that stand off from the CubeSat adjacent to it when it's stacked in the P-pod. So I'm just going to slide this back in here. I'll have to pull the RBF again. It's a little bit trickier without the entire stack assembled. And then that way I can just screw it back together, and that will hold it until we start to build another engineering model stack. And there you have it. Engineering model frame is back together. What's left of it. So, I guess we got about 20 minutes, not quite 20 minutes left, huh? At 12:04 is when it ought to cut off, huh?
Oh, okay.
We started it at 11:24, right? So 12:04. I think I'll go ahead and box up the experiment parts while we're still waiting then. So 1, 2, 3, 4 anti-static bags and 2 bonus Z solar panel covers. So are these marked? No. 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 And F2, which is not true. So I'll mark that as E2, and then it'll match what's in there, and everybody will be happy, huh? E2, B, and C, right? Do it this way. How's that? Come on. And then this will be run 1, right? Run 2. And then 3. Which actually, this is 4, and 3 should be last, right? Yeah. There we go. They can have their experiments back. Voila. That was easy.
That's what they all say.
So if you want to stay tuned while we go through these tests, this is what we call FMST, or the Flight Model Scripted Tests. Number 4, which tests the data mode of the satellite. I'll go ahead and leave the live feed running. And we'll carry on, huh? About another 15 minutes. I'm going to need those. I don't need these as much, because I sure hope I don't have to take the flight unit apart. I think I'll clean the desk a little bit, huh? Got more Kapton tape on the edge of this desk than you can shake a stick at.
That's clean.
My ULA pen from the Fox-1 AO85 launch. Our SpaceX remove before flight pin, courtesy of Bryce and Brent Salmi. Fox-1 Cliff and Fox-1 D will be launching on a SpaceX Falcon 9 here. Hopefully in the next couple months. So that's it. All right. Now we sit and wait some more. After we finish this test, we got to do another 40-minute test. That's why.
I'm ready for that test anytime.
That's why this test takes forever. As a matter of fact, since it does take forever, I'm not going to go ahead and carry this live on the video because it is just extremely boring. We're waiting until midnight, 12:04 a.m. Central Time, to see that the data mode switches back to transponder mode like it's supposed to, and whether it does or doesn't, there's not that much excitement, although I entirely expect it to work fine. Then we'll repeat the test with a little variation then in that we go to safe mode after 20 minutes just to test and make sure that it stays in safe mode okay. Like I said, that's pretty boring, so I'm going to go ahead and kill the live video, and then I'll come back with an update. I think I might talk a little bit about our Phase 5 CQC on one of these YouTube updates. That's all for now from Fox Labs N0JY. Thanks for tuning in.